Slowly forming. Probably not going to be what it ultimately starts off as, but it is slowly starting to come together. So, I've talked about digital modern day assets before, and what I mean in that is the work you do should have value beyond when you finish it. And so, a common way of thinking of that is time versus hours. So, you do an hour's work, you get an hour's pay, and that's it. Like, it doesn't build up on anything. So the digital modern day assets are IP, software, and I'm trying to remember the last one: IP, software, and media. That was the other one. So YouTube is currently ticking the media. Want to do templates, which will be in a coming video. It'll tick IP. Software, I know what I'm doing. It's just a long slog. So that's far off in the future. However, what I'm thinking is how to combine these two without doing any extra work and being able to sell my existing services. So I have a background as an account manager, in sales, in product manager, consulting, and just those kind of things. Like the amount of people that have talked to about their business and helped them come up with other ideas is so many. And so I look at that and I go, that's a mishmash of skills. And utilizing that with IP and the media, how can I do that? So I've come up with the best way to frame it so that people can understand it. And what I'm thinking of is a knowledge management system. And as I was Googling, I found this fantastic graphic by Geek for Geeks, and I'll put the link in the show notes. And I really liked it. So what am I doing with these videos? Insights, tick. Information, tick. Practice, where I can provide examples. Technology, I've been trying to steer clear from that. People, I haven't named any people yet, but I do feel that as your company grows, you either have a decision. You can employ people or you can not. People that have been successful can sometimes get sick of dealing with people. I can understand that. So depending on where they're at, that still needs some form of knowledge management because it then provides the advice, the processes, and how to improve. And especially if you're on your own. As a solo business owner, it would be very easy to be isolated. So as I look at these and I go, if I can capture all these insights, put them into a template. So let's look at YouTube 1 to 7. Call it YT 1 to 7. That was about optimizing on nothing. And from where I started and to where I am now, it's the kind of thing where there's been a huge amount of growth. And look, spelling mistakes in videos, single cut videos, doesn't matter. As I get up, as I create the templates, that's where it'll be polished and refined. So optimizing on nothing. And so that is the best way to kind of show people with a template and be like, you want to try that? Sure, just start right now. Do the first step. We can fix it from there. And I think that, especially with solo and even businesses, it's having that kind of low impact, but allowing high growth is huge. And so that's what I'm going to do is from now on, I'm going to say, I've got a knowledge management system which helps people with their business. And it could be profit and loss, it could be new revenue, and then I can point people to this. I can say, look, here's a template on optimizing on nothing, and here's a YouTube. And so if I'm doing that, I want to make it higher quality videos, which is fine. I can literally just give them the link, and that'll then allow me to say to people, and most importantly, to start getting customers. So I'll have to come up with a service, because that's very, very vague. So if I was to look at this and go, my business is in knowledge management and I help business owners with their profit and loss, or new revenue. And people say, what does that look like? And I'd say, I go up to people and I say, what is your most expensive cost? For some people, it could be staff. For others, it could be inventory. For others, it could be transport and logistics. So it's going to differ from business to business. And from there, it's just a conversation. Now, I do know that I want my business to be a experience and not a commodity. So I don't want to serve everyone. I want to make sure that I can create a system which is scalable. So that'll start off. Scalability starts with one. Always has. So I don't have any issue with doing it, fleshing it out, and then figuring out how to make it scalable. So that could be start communities, it could be a whole host. So that's where I'm going with my business, and still clear as mud, but it's allowing me to really figure out while still making the YouTubes, because knowledge management for the newsletter looks to be completely different to knowledge management for the business. So I guess the questions that I have, which I have to answer myself and we'll have to think about, is newsletter, knowledge management, business knowledge management, how to link, how to do without creating not much extra work. So not much extra work. And then, of course, it is the whole viable. Is it viable? Is it scalable? And is it viable, scalable, profitable? So it needs to be profitable. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I guess if you were to look at it from your business, how viable is your business, how scalable is your business, and how profitable. And I'm not convinced that most people have the profitability so that it matches market demand. I think there's a lot of people out there charging too little, especially if they're solo, and especially if they're in the small to medium business category. And it'll be interesting, because my current hypothesis is people may not pay for new revenue, or it's a harder conversation as opposed to saving them what they're already spending. But time will tell. So think about your largest expense. Would you pay to have that reduced? Would you give a portion of the savings to have that reduced? Or would you prefer to make new revenue? Let me know, and I'll see you tomorrow or in the next video. And I think that will be me setting up the call to action screen, or the one page or landing page where people will be able to download templates. So website might finally be here. Okay, catch you around.